1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Election Commission has notified the Supreme Court that the necessary arrangements will be prepared to conduct the local government polls after completing the accepting of nominations. Nominations for LG election accepted from today. The GCE A-level examination for the year 2022 will be held on the 23rd of this month at 2,200 centres. A discussion on the Election Expenditure Regulatory Bill will be held at 2:30 p.m. today at the Parliamentary Complex under the patronage of the President and the Prime Minister. Foreign news. Italian Pier Antonio Panzeri, held in EU corrugate bribery probe, agrees to tell all. News in detail. The Election Commission has notified the Supreme Court that the necessary arrangements will be prepared to conduct the local government polls after completing the accepting of nominations. The Commission also informed the Supreme Court today that the Treasury has not informed to provide the necessary financial grants needed for the conducting of the local government polls. Meanwhile, the Election Commission said that the accepting of nominations for the upcoming local government election began at 8:30 a.m. today. Accordingly, nominations will be accepted until 12 p.m. on January 21st. Commissioner General Elections Samantri Ratnayaka stated that a date for the LG election would be announced on the 21st after concluding the acceptance of nominations. It is reported that a total of 40 political parties and 158 independent groups have placed deposits for the LG election. The deposits for the Samanture Pradeshya Sabha in the Ampara district has been suspended due to a court order. The GCE A-level examination for the year 2022 will be held on the 23rd of this month at 2,200 centres in the island. The exam will be conducted until the 7th of next month. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara said that all arrangements are being finalised to conduct the exam. 78,196 school candidates will sit for the exam and 53,513 private candidates will sit for the exam as well. Speaking at a media briefing held at the Information Department, he said that the relevant admission cards have been directed to the candidates. Meanwhile, a live telephone discussion regarding the common issues of the GCE A-level examination will be conducted from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. through the national service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The discussion will be held under the patronage of the Commissioner General of Examinations, Amit Jayasundara. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. A discussion on the regulation of election expenditure will be held at 2:30 p.m. today at the Parliamentary Complex under the patronage of the President and the Prime Minister. Accordingly, the Speaker Mahinda Apabewardena said that the Parliamentary Committee meeting, which was scheduled to be held at 1 p.m. today, will be held at 3 p.m. this evening. The Opposition Leader, Sajith Premadasa, said that the draft bill on election expenditure regulation is a very good draft bill, but he stated that there is a conspiracy to postpone the election. Explaining his views, Minister Vijaydas Rajapaksa said that the Election Commission has a responsibility to act in an independent manner. He reiterated that the government has no intention to postpone the election. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that drivers and conductors will be recruited to the Sri Lanka Transport Board on contract basis. External Affairs Minister S. Jayashankar will be on a 3-day visit to the Maldives and Sri Lanka beginning Wednesday to further expand bilateral engagements with the two key maritime neighbours of India. Jayashankar's first destination will be the Maldives, where he will sign several agreements to bolster bilateral cooperation. His visit to Sri Lanka on Thursday comes at a time when the island nation is battling an economic crisis and is looking forward to debt restructuring from New Delhi. Sri Lanka, which is trying to secure much-needed $2.9 billion bridge loan from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has been trying to get financial assurances from its major creditors, China, Japan and India. The IMF has expressed its willingness to release funds till India and China agree to reduce Colombo's debt. Jayashankar is scheduled to call on Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, a Ministry of External Affairs statement said. And that ends local news for now.
story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In the main news story, the government says that labour regulations will be changed to suit the present-day needs. There are 15 Labour Acts under the Labour Department. Commissioner General of Labour, Prabhat Chandrakirti, said that regulations on Labour Acts will be updated for the convenience of the workers. The views and proposals will be obtained from all sections. The National Labour Advisory Council has already commenced discussions with the Employers' Federation and with the trade unions on this matter. He made these remarks while participating in the Subariti program of the SLBC today. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchlight this afternoon, the Department of Examinations says that the GCE A-level exam will be held from the 23rd of this month to the 17th of February 2023. The examination will be conducted in 2,200 centres. Conducting of tuition classes for the candidates of the GCE A-level 2022 will end midnight tonight. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
In the headlines, Italian Pier Antonio Panzeri, held in EU Qatargate bribery probe, agrees to tell all. Power shift as Vietnam President Nguyen Xuan Phuc quits. Egypt frees 31 people charged with spreading false news. An alleged leader of a criminal network and EU corruption scandal has agreed to reveal which countries were involved and how it operated. A lawyer for Pier Antonio Panzeri said his client had agreed to tell all after reaching a deal with prosecutors. The former member of the European Parliament is one of 4 suspects being held in Belgium. They are suspected of accepting bribes from Qatar and Morocco in return for influencing the Parliament in Brussels. Qatar has strenuously denied that it tried to gain influence through gifts and money, while Morocco has also strongly rejected all allegations that it sought influence on issues such as fishing rights and the disputed status of Western Sahara. Vietnam's President Nguyen Xuan Phuc has announced his sound, sparking a potential power shift among the communist-ruled country's leaders. The move had been widely rumoured and follows the departure of 2 deputy prime ministers who served under him. Mr. Phuc, a former prime minister, had held the post of president since 2021. The news that he is quitting comes during an anti-corruption drive led by hardliners. Hundreds of Communist Party members are being investigated. The president's resignation requires approval from the National Assembly, which will hold an extraordinary vote that is expected to be a formality. Egypt has freed 31 people held in pre-trial detention on charges of spreading false news. It is the second time since the start of the year that such detainees have been freed by a presidential pardon. A leading political activist, Hassan Mustafa, and an activist, Amir Abdel Ghani, are among those who have been released after being held for several years in jail. Human rights groups say that Egypt has intensified its restrictions on freedom of expression under President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Back to the headlines of the world news. Italian Pier Antonio Panzeri, held in EU Qatargate bribery probe, agrees to tell all. Power shifts as Vietnam President Nguyen Xuan Phuc quits. Egypt frees 31 people charged with spreading false news. And that ends World News.
Development News.
A delegation of investors from the United Arab Emirates led by Mohammed bin Maktoum bin Juma Al Maktoum visited Port City, Colombo on the 14th of this month, 2023, during a special visit to Sri Lanka for the purpose. Discussions were held between the investors from the United Arab Emirates delegation, led by Mohammed bin Maktoum bin Juma Al Maktoum, representatives from the Colombo Port City Economic Commission and Port City Colombo, with a view to attracting foreign direct investments to the project. And that came to you in Development News.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
On Sports News, 6-member Sri Lanka marathon runners are scheduled to leave today for the Dhaka International Marathon, which will be held from Bangabandhu Stadium in Dhaka, Bangladesh. The coach and manager of the Sri Lanka team, Sajith Jayalal, said the team is expected to take part both in full marathon and half marathon events as they are performed well at South Asian level. Netball Federation of Sri Lanka, NFSL, already commenced the junior national pool training under newly appointed national junior coach Amalka Gunathilaka. The 6-member selection committee was already named, but that is not officially released by the Netball Federation, but the selection committee was present to select the junior pool, which was formed last week. And that was Sports News.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority says that 47,353 tourists have arrived in Sri Lanka so far this year. Those tourist arrivals have reportedly taken place from the period between 1st and the 15th of this month. Meanwhile, the majority of the tourists have arrived in the island from Russia, and it is numerically 12,064 according to the SLTDA. Moreover, the SLTDA further noted that 5,838 tourists from India, 3,995 German nationals, 3,862 British nationals, and 2,241 tourists from France have visited the country so far. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
In economic news, a pioneering life insurer, Jana Shakti Life, won the coveted Gold Award in the insurance category at the CA Sri Lanka's TAGS Awards 2022 organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka. Commenting on this achievement, Director CEO of Jana Shakti Insurance PLC, Ravi Lianagay said, and I quote, "We are honoured to have been recognised at the prestigious CA Sri Lanka TAGS Awards, and this award further strengthens our corporate positioning as an award-winning market challenger in the insurance sector. This achievement is a testament to the strong principles, transparency, governance and values that represent Jana Shakti Life," unquote. And that came to you in economic news.
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. Weather Report.
In the weather report, showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in the Sabaragamu province and in the Galle, Matra, Kandy and Nuwara district during the afternoon or night. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere over the island. And that was the weather report. And before we conclude this news broadcast, the headlines once again. The Election Commission has notified the Supreme Court that the necessary arrangements will be prepared to conduct the local government polls after completing the accepting of nominations. Nominations for AG election accepted from today. The GCE A-level examination for the year 2022 will be held on the 23rd of this month in 2,200 centres. A discussion on the Election Expenditure Regulatory Bill will be held at 2:30 p.m. today at the Parliamentary Complex under the patronage of the President and the Prime Minister. Foreign news, Italian Pier Antonio Panzeri, held in EU Qatargate bribery probe, agrees to tell all. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.